Today we're taking a look at Anker, cryptocurrency analysis and prediction. Welcome back to Crypto Cash. This is your one-stop shop for cryptocurrency analysis. Before we take a look at Anker, please consider subscribing and just get notified as soon as these videos are released. This does give you a head start so you can effectively plan out your trades and make more of an informed decision. I have years of trading experience, and my goal is to share my knowledge with the cryptocurrency world. Thank you very much for tuning in. I always like to start off with the fundamentals and then dive deeper into the technical data. I also provide you with action plans for the future so you know what I would do in each scenario as a day trader and swing trader. Be sure to stick around to the end of this video as well for my recommendations. Also note this is not financial advice. This video is designed for educational purposes only. Now let's go ahead and get started with the fundamentals. Anker provides decentralized staking services for Ethereum 2.0. Anker's ETH2 staking protocol and platform combines making the DeFi elements from traditional staking with non-custodial management, micropools, instant liquidity, and decentralized governance. Market cap is 733 million. It's a 24-hour volume of 817 million. Today's high is 0.20. Today's low is 0.15. It's an overall daily change of 26%. So let's start off by saying I've got a lot of requests over this coin. So again, thank you very much to my subscribers for the recommendation. Now in regard to the price, it's changed dramatically in the past 12 hours to almost tie its all-time high of 0.216. Instead, it maxed out at 0.20, 20 cents, which is a new resistance line for Anker. And quick note on Anker, it was only 1 cent back in February, so the price has literally increased by 2,000% in only 2.5 months. There's a ton of volatility and a lot of volume, so this coin is great for day traders and swing traders alike. Current resistance level is 0.216, potential support 18 cents, stronger support level is 0.163. For my day traders out there, as you can see on the 15-minute chart, Anker has been making higher highs over the past 24 hours. The 50-day moving average is acting as a support level and might get tested soon. Also be prepared for the resistance level to get tested again, and if it does, it will either break above the new all-time high or stay below and test the 15-day moving average and possibly the VWAP. Also, the VWAP is working as a strong support level as well with a medium variance. Here's my action plan for being a day trader in today's climate. I would first wait for the VWAP to be tested before taking a position. If it tests and stays above, I would then go in approximately 25 to 30%. The reason I wouldn't go all in or just say 50% or higher is because the resistance level at 0.216 concerns me a little bit because it's been tested a couple of times over the past few days. Now, regardless of this, if the price increases and bounces off the resistance level, I would sell and take my profits. Now, if it jumps above and holds for two 15-minute green bars and the RSI isn't over 70, then I would add 50% more to my position. If I get the indication the price is going to go down, then I would pay close attention to the support level established by the VWAP and also the 18-cent support line. If the variance is large enough for it to break and stay below, the previous support is now resistance. Once this is identified, I would look at the RSI to ensure it's not considered undersold and it is overbought. Typically, anything under 45 is a good entry point. I'd also remember to see if the MACD is trending downward and losing momentum. If so, this would be a perfect storm for a short position. I would also remember to average down by selling small portions of my total so I can find profits whenever possible, just in case the price corrects itself. For my swing traders out there, taking a look at the 4-hour chart, I want to note that the moving averages don't have really any effect right now and will not for some time until they catch up. And this is due to the price hike that happened recently. That said, let's look at the relevant indicators instead. First things first is the RSI. It's overbought at approximately 70. This is not a great indicator for a long position. I prefer anything under 70 personally. So be cautious of this if you do take entry. Just make sure to pay attention to other indicators. The MACD is trending upwards, however, so this is a positive technical sign. Just be mindful of the momentum, and it could shift depending on what happens with the resistance and support levels. The sentiment is still very bullish, so the best thing to do in situations like these is to use a smaller time frame. Any price hike that jumps up quickly, we always want to make sure to be careful not to feed into the hype and always consider a shorter time frame so we can see a little bit more on a cellular level what's truly going on. That said, we want to use the VWAP and see if the support and resistance lines are getting respected, and I'll explain in my example. Now, here is my action plan for swing trading Anker today. For a long position, I would wait for the VWAP on the 15-minute chart to get tested at least 2 times, maybe even 3 times. Now, to ensure the price is staying consistent, I always like to look at that. Any kind of indicator that is best is typically going to be a longer time. In other words, don't look at the 5-minute chart and let it get tested one time. Let the lines, the support lines, the resistance lines, get tested multiple times before you take entry. Now, I would take a small position in this scenario, maybe only about 20%. Okay, again, small position at first. That's usually what I like to do. After the VWAP bounces upwards and closes with just say 2 to 3 green bars, preferably on the 15-minute chart, 2 to 3 15-minute green bars, then that would be advantageous, right? Because again, it's giving us true confirmation. Now, I like to say 2 to 3 green bars because the price action was so severe recently that you should wait longer for confirmation. 1 green bar is not ideal, 2 to 3 is preferred. The next milestone I would wait for is the resistance level of 0.216 to be tested. And you guessed it, before I take a position, I would wait for confirmation again before adding to my position. Now, if I get good confirmation and it looks good, it's moving the way that I want, I would probably add another 50% and then start taking profits as I get closer to my goal. Bear in mind, I would have set a target well in advance. I typically always shoot for anywhere between 5 to 10%. In other words, my goal is to gain 5 to 10% per trade. But again, that's kind of lofty. I would say anywhere between 2 to 5% is probably a more realistic goal. It really just depends on if you get all the indicators working in your favor, right? So with only a couple of indicators that are telling you to make a buy signal, then in that situation, you'd probably want to have a shorter goal. 5 to 10% is likely only the best case scenario when you have all indicators telling you to go either long or short. Now, in this case, if I was feeling like shorting, essentially feeling bearish, I would wait until after the RSI is overextended in the 80s and the price hits the resistance level and bounces and holds. I would look for 2 15-minute red bars. Once I get both indications of a sell signal, I would only put in about 20% of my trade position until I keep getting confirmation it's moving down. Another thing to note about my trading style is when I short, it's almost always 20% increments. I like to sell 20% of the time. This ensures I'm always profitable because for one, I don't really love shorting, but for two, if you can adopt this philosophy, it'll be a lot more successful. I tell my subscribers this all the time. So if you're new to the channel, listen up here. Make sure you never go all in unless you're planning to hold on for dear life, or essentially hold on for 15 to 30 days plus. So if Anker is something you want to invest in for the long term, you can go all in, no problem. That's okay. Obviously pay attention to the indicators, find the best entry point, but don't worry about, percents here, percents there. But if you're swing trading and you're holding for just say 1 or 2 days, 1 or 2 weeks, or even a few hours, do not go all in. Only put in a small portion of your total. Wait for further confirmation and then add to your position. Trust me, I've been burned on it multiple times by going all in too many times, and it drains your account slowly but surely. Sure, you'll find larger gains, but you're getting lucky. You'll have larger losses too, and that's going to hurt more. There's nothing better than walking away from the trading day knowing you either broke even or gained a small percent versus losing a larger percent. Because again, the goal for trading is to gain every single day. If you gain 1% every day, that's exponential. It'll grow over the course of your life, right? So just be smart, be tactful, and maybe try to take away some of these thoughts that I have here, because they actually work, and I've learned both good and bad experiences over the years, and that's the whole point of this channel, is to make sure you can make an informed decision with your trading, right? Now, I can't stress this enough. Make sure you set a target and hit your target. If you don't hit your target, that's okay. Get out, take your profits, even take a small loss. It's better than nothing. The key is to learn from your mistakes if you make them, and also to be profitable, right? So you need to be able to survive to trade another day. Don't get greedy. Don't get stupid. Be smart and use things you need to in order to make an informed decision. Okay. And please let me know your thoughts too. If there's anything else I can do to help improve your trading experience. But if you did find this beneficial, please like and subscribe. And also feel free to contact me on Telegram, Instagram, or Twitter. The links are in the description below. Also, comment below and let me know what positions you're holding. What would you like for me to analyze moving forward? See, I always write down my requests and I put them in order of how many times I get those requests. So I do apologize to anyone who I haven't gotten to yet. I will get to you soon, but I can assure you that you know, I really care about my viewers here, and I really appreciate all the support you've provided to me so far. You've all been wonderful. Needless to say, I want to thank you so much again for joining me here. We'll go ahead and see you again in the next video. Have a great rest of your day.